Hi, this movie is going to assist you in learning how to complete a um, guided or independent project in SIMnet. So the assignment that I'm going to do is for Word Chapter 1. So I'm going to click on, so I went into Blackboard and I used the SIMnet link to go over to my paired classroom. And from my tiles, I'm going to pick the chapter that I want to work on. And notice that the orange is the sim book, the Let Me Tries, the blues are the projects. Now what I did, this is a class that's actually over that I'm using. So I changed this one to have no due date, but you'll always want to look at what the date and time that that assignment is due. It will always show. Now these are past due because the class is over, but and I have this set to none just for this movie. All right, so I'm going to click on that tile, and it brings you to this screen. There's a couple ways that you can download things. You can use the download wizard, which will download any of the appropriate files, or you could just come here to the instructions and the start file. So I'm going to download the instructions for my Office for Windows, but if you have a Mac, you could use that. I'm going to download that. Because I'm in Chrome, which is the recommended browser for SIMnet, you'll see it right down here. And then you always have a start file that you get from your project screen. So I'm going to download that. It's going to open up in the appropriate product, in this case Word. I enabled it. Notice the name here, it puts your name and then the file name. You never have to change the name for your SIMnet projects. And so I'm going to just minimize that or restore that down because I want to also pull up this instruction sheet. And so what I'm going to do is side by side for this movie, but what I like to do is print this out, but of course you won't be able to see the printed, so I'm going to have it on this split screen. So this is guided project 1, 2. So the guideds are just that. They're very guided. So you're going to move through these steps, completing them, and then you're going to submit this file back. And I'm not going to complete the whole assignment, so I'm not going to get a very good grade, but I'm going to move through part of this, showing you how to do it, how to save it, how to read your file, your feedback file. Okay, so open the start file, which we did. It was in protected, so we did enable. Okay, the file will be renamed automatically to include your name. Change the project name if directed for this class. Never need to change it. Leave it as it is. Change the line and paragraph spacing of the entire document. Okay, so that's what you're going to do, and then here's the steps to do it. So we're going to Control A, right? That selects the entire document. We're going to select the paragraph dialog box launcher, which is the little box in the paragraph group. Boom. And then in the line, let's see, so paragraph, in the line spacing area, we're going to select multiple and 1.2. We're going to select after to be 12. Okay. So now the document has made that change. Turn on the show hide. I'm going to turn that on. And delete the one extra blank line between each paragraph, including after the title. So I'm going to come through here and I'm just going to click, hit my delete key, click, delete, click, delete, click, whoops, undo that. I hit the wrong spot. Click delete, click delete, click delete, and that's the bottom of the document. Okay, step 5, change the font and size of the entire document. So once again, Control A selects everything. Change the font to Cambria. So we're going to click here and we're going to find Cambria. And I unclicked that, sorry. Change the paragraph spacing, alignment, font size. Okay, so I'll finish this up and then we'll go do submit it and see what I get. Okay, so select the title of the document. So I'm going to select that line, select the layout tab, change the before to 36, change the after to 18, center, home, paragraph center, and then I'm going to scroll this down a little bit. Click the font launcher, that's this one, bold 24. So you see we're just going to follow, and what's nice when you print it is you can check off small caps, font color, blue, gray, okay, Helen, blue, gray, text 2, fourth color from the left, blue, gray, oh, text 2, that's this one. Click, go to the advanced tab, spacing, we're going to say expanded by 1.2. Okay. All right. So I'm going to save it at this point. I'm going to stop here. So like I didn't do 7, 8. I didn't do the rest of them. Okay. So I've saved this file, and probably if I were to look, it's in my downloads folder. So I'm going to close out of that, go back to my SIMnet, right? So that should be here. This upload my file is not grayed out, and if it's grayed out, that means you did not start with the start file. So this will be grayed until you download the start file. So I'm going to click upload my file. I am going to navigate to downloads. There's my file. I just always validate. Today's the 12th of December, 11/31. That's good. So now here's the choice you have here. You could work on your file and you're not done, right? But you don't want to lose it. You don't have a USB, blah, blah, blah. So you can submit it to SIMnet and say, hey, no, I'm not ready. So what will happen? Well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. No, I'm not ready. So it's going to reside right here. And now you could go home, go to the library, wherever, and go back to your SIMnet guided, and there's your file. So you could then download it, finish it. I'm going to go ahead and say just grade the file that's there. So you would upload your file again if you had to correct it and then grade it. So I'm going to grade it. I'm not going to get a very good score. It should be pretty immediate. Okay, so I got a 10 out of 30, right? So what you're going to see on this is the answer file. This is not your file. And these numbers represent over here the steps that you did not do. So if I look at this, I have all reds. I should have done one that was a partial. So if you had a partial, it would be blue. So I've clicked on this down arrow, and then here, 7D, click the top half of the paste button. Okay, paragraph starting with SPCCD is not located before, so I didn't rearrange it. So if I look over here, there's my 7D. So between this and this, you can see what you did incorrectly, right? So now what I would do is I could either download my file from SIMnet again, or I could open up my file and make my corrections, right? So I would correct it, save it, upload it again, and then let me go back one. You will see down here your attempts. So I have already done this one where I got 100%. So this link is your file that you can download. The link that says attempt is the feedback report. Okay, so you can always go back to that report and click on it. So there's the one where I got the 10 out of 30. Right? And then you can always get the associated file for that attempt, to download and start your work from and fix it, submit it. For every project, you get 3 attempts of uploading and grading, right? The system will use the highest score. So even though this one that I did now is only a 33%, because I have a score of 100% that was prior, so in other words, if you get a worse grade, it's going to take the highest grade. So whatever your highest grade is of your 3 attempts will be what is transferred to the grade book in Blackboard. Okay? So there's one other thing that I want to just share with you. And I gotta get it, hold on one second. Okay, so what I did was I went to, I think the first time you see this is in Word Chapter 4, but now there's a new area in this. You know, here's your instructions, here's your start file, but here's a resource file. And if your assignment has additional, like images or a file that you import, that would be under resources. So you want to click that. And what I want you to notice is that always comes through as a zipped file. So once you download it, you need to click on it. And in this form, you really can't use it. So I want to select it and say extract, and then extract it. Now I no longer have that little zip, and so I could go in to that, and here there's 2 logos. Okay, so let me run through that again. Get out of here. So you download it, it's a zipped file. You click on it in the zipped, and how you, besides the fact it's got a zipper here, it has this extract files on the little pane there, on the little line. So I click on it, I say extract. You know, you can move it wherever you want, but just pay attention to where it's going. Mine's going into downloads. Extract it. Now you see there is no, on the menu bar there, there's no longer the extract. If I go in, I actually see the files. Okay, so make sure when you're working on your projects that you get any associated resources. And then, of course, the instructions would give you guidance on when you would use those files. All right, thank you, and please reach out to your instructor if you have any questions or problems with the SIMnet guided or independent projects or the extra credit. Thank you.